It hits you fast, doesn't it? The constant churn of entertainment and arts news.
Oh, absolutely.
You scroll for like a minute, and suddenly there's a dozen new headlines. Who's doing what, who won what.
What's coming next?
Yeah,
It's a lot to keep track of.
it really is. And that's kind of the idea behind this deep dive, right?
Exactly. We've basically waded through all that information for you, picked out the stuff that seems, genuinely significant or interesting.
Think of it as getting the essence without the endless scrolling.
That's the plan.
And today, we've got a pretty rich collection of material. We've been looking over recent headlines, updates, all straight from the BBC News Entertainment and Arts section.
Yeah, and our goal isn't just to, read the news back. We want to pull out the key insights.
What's actually going on?
Right. Everything from, well, a pretty surprising departure at the BBC to Eurovision, bit of celebrity news, what's coming up culturally.
So we're not just skimming. We're trying to dive down a bit, understand what these headlines really mean, and maybe more importantly, why they should matter to you.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's unpack this first big one. Gary Lineker. His upcoming departure from BBC coverage of the FA Cup and World Cup.
Yeah, this is major. And what's interesting is the stated reason.
Which is?
The headlines point to a social media post about Zionism, one that included a specific illustration, a rat, I believe.
And he'd apologized for that previously, hadn't he?
He had, yes. So this feels like a more definitive step now, a separation.
Right. And it's interesting how the BBC headlines themselves frame it. One calls it a sorry end to a BBC career.
Sort of highlighting the regret, maybe? The unfortunate circumstances?
Yeah, but then another headline suggests this was, and I quote, predicted by some people.
Which makes you think, doesn't it, about that tightrope public figures walk, especially with personal views on, well, sensitive topic.
Definitely. And you think about his whole career arc.
From football sensation
To headline-hitting presenter. It really shows how that role has changed,
Absolutely. Their opinions, what they do outside the commentary box, it all gets so much attention now. Intense debate sometimes.
It's a stark contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like one headline said, his long run as a host ending in a way nobody would have wanted.
Leaves you wondering about the bigger picture. For the BBC sports coverage, for Lineker himself.
What kind of precedent does this set, maybe?
That's the question, isn't it? It really highlights that ongoing tension. An individual's right to speak their mind versus the perceived need for impartiality from people linked to big public bodies like the BBC.
And the different headlines kind of hint at how tricky that is to navigate.
For sure.
Okay, let's pivot. From one big event to another, Eurovision 2025 results.
Ah, yes, Eurovision. Austria took the crown.
That's right, the countertenor JJ with Wasted Love, so congrats to Austria.
Indeed. But then there's the UK result.
Yeah,
19th place, which, okay, happens, but the headline really emphasized the 0 points from the public vote.
Ouch, 0 points from the public. That's gotta sting.
It's a particularly tough result, yeah. And it'll definitely spark those discussions again, won't it? Was it the song? Politics? Something else?
Hard to say. Always is with Eurovision.
Thank you.
But let's switch gears entirely for a sec. The BBC also had a much more heartwarming music story.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Sheeran made a surprise appearance in Sheffield.
Ah, I saw that. Performing for some young musicians, right?
Exactly. Just turned up. A really lovely gesture, actually. A nice contrast to the whole Eurovision competition vibe.
It is nice. It kind of shows the different sides of music, doesn't it? You've got the huge international contest and then these smaller personal things trying to, help new talent.
Yeah, it's not all about winning.
Speaking of Eurovision, though, there was that other little story, more down to earth.
What was that?
Holly Ann Hull from Remember Monday. Apparently, she lost her wedding ring after the whole thing.
No! Oh, the panic. Did she find it?
I don't think that the report said, but she shared a video from a plane looking pretty stressed. You can definitely relate to that feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Those little human moments amidst the big spectacle makes it relatable.
Totally.
And speaking of personal news, some really happy stuff from the music world. Jessie Nelson, formerly of Little Mix.
Yes.
She's welcomed twins.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, the report mentioned they arrived a bit early, but they're healthy and fighting strong.
That's fantastic news. Lovely. You imagine the joy there.
It's a great reminder that, life goes on behind the headlines.
Definitely.
Now, let's touch on a more critical voice. Elton John.
Ah, Right, the AI copyright stuff.
Yeah, he really didn't hold back, did he? Criticizing the government's plans, called them losers for, as he sees it, robbing young artists. Strong words.
Very strong. And it taps into that huge ongoing debate about AI and creativity, doesn't it?
For sure.
And someone like Elton John, with his status, his voice carries a lot of weight on this. Concerns about fair pay, IP rights for artists. It's a massive issue with AI moving so fast.
You wonder what the specific government plans are that have caused this reaction.
Exactly. That's the deeper question. His comments will certainly add fuel to that fire.
Okay, so moving from music, let's jump into film and TV.
Right.
Got a glimpse of some upcoming stuff, the new Mission Impossible, obviously.
Always a big one.
Then there's a BBC drama looking back at the bombing of Pan Am 103.
Serious subject matter there.
And Peter Andre's got a film coming out called, wait for it, Jafakin.
Jafakin. Okay. That title alone makes you curious, doesn't it? What's that about?
No idea. But it highlights the variety, I guess. Big action, serious drama, and Jafakin.
Huh. Indeed. Something for everyone, maybe.
And for rock fans, big news out of Birmingham.
Ozzy.
The premiere of the Ozzy Osbourne film there, timed to coincide with a Black Sabbath reunion concert in the city.
Wow, that's quite the event for Birmingham. A proper double bill for metal fans.
Really underlines their legacy, doesn't it? Ozzy solo in the band.
Absolutely. The film and the gig together, back in their hometown, it's a significant cultural moment for rock history.
The BBC also glanced back at some recent glitzy events. The Oscars after party, the BAFTAs.
Right, the awards season wrap-up.
Apparently Conclave.
Yep.
That's the one about papal intrigue.
Yeah, based on the Robert Harris book.
And The Brutalist, about immigration and identity, were big winners at the BAFTAs.
Interesting. Those wins often tell you something about the kind of stories the industry is valuing right now.
And they sound quite different. Conclave and The Brutalist suggests a real range.
True.
Also at the BAFTAs, a really lovely moment.
Okay.
Warwick Davis got the BAFTA Fellowship.
Oh, that's fantastic. Highest honor they give, isn't it?
It is. Great recognition for such a long and, frankly, brilliant career.
Totally deserved. He's been a fixture for decades, hasn't he? A really beloved actor.
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears again, a story that keeps popping up. The Menendez Brothers.
Ah, the parole board decision coming up?
Yes. And the headline noted how pop culture has, quote, reinvented them.
That's fascinating, isn't it? How true crime media narratives, they can really reshape how we see past events or the people involved.
It raises complicated questions about memory, justice, the media's influence. This idea of reinvention suggests perceptions are shifting.
Moving beyond just the initial shock, maybe, to something else. It's complex.
There was also a little bit of behind-the-scenes drama. A video from the Oscars after party got taken down.
Oh.
Rights issues, apparently.
Yeah.
Stars celebrating. Makes you think about that line between public access and, who owns the footage, especially online.
It's a constant battle, isn't it? We want to see those candid moments, but there are legal rules about sharing them.
On a happier Oscars note,
Yeah.
though, the director of Honora
Yes.
apparently had an amazing night. 4 Oscars for that one film.
4. Wow. That's huge. Definitely puts them on the map.
Career-defining, potentially. Opens doors.
For sure.
Staying with film festivals, Con. Wes Anderson's new one, The Phoenician Scheme, premiered.
Always interested to see what he does next.
The description sounds perfectly Wes Anderson. Daft but fun, star-studded cast.
Yep, sounds about right. His signature style, that blend of, quirkiness and visual detail with lots of famous faces.
Exactly what his fans expect, I imagine.
Probably.
Okay, shifting to some less light news. Chris Brown.
Oh, dear. What now?
A second charge against him, related to an alleged assault at a London nightclub.
Right. This follows earlier reports, doesn't it? Adds another layer to his legal troubles.
Yeah, and the public image challenges that come with it. These things inevitably impact a career, regardless of the outcome. Shows the intense scrutiny.
Very true.
Then there was the Met Gala, fashion's big night.
Always a spectacle.
Oswald Boateng, described as the peacock of Savile Row.
Great description.
He apparently dressed loads of stars for it. It's been quite something visually, given his reputation for bold colors and style.
Oh, yeah. His flair is perfect for the Met Gala. Really shows that close link between high fashion and celebrity culture.
Yeah, let's touch on theater. Roddy Doyle, the Irish writer.
Love his work.
His play 2 Pints just had its UK premiere in Coventry.
2 Pints. What's the premise?
That's very Doyle. Men socializing in pubs. Probably full of that sharp wit and observation he's known for.
Sounds about right. He's brilliant at capturing those everyday conversations, especially in that traditional Irish pub setting. Rich territory for him.
Definitely. Now, here's a blast from the past the BBC mentioned.
Go on.
This week was the 56th anniversary of Midnight Cowboy,
Okay.
being the only X-rated film ever to win the Best Picture Oscar.
Really? The only one? Wow, that's a great bit of trivia.
Isn't it? They even spoke to one of the actors from back then. It's fascinating looking back at how much standards have changed in cinema, what was considered controversial then versus now.
Absolutely. Shows the evolution, doesn't it? That a film deemed X-rated could actually win the top prize. Says a lot.
And finally, an update on the ongoing legal situation with Diddy.
Right. The sex trafficking case. Very serious.
Yeah. The report mentioned testimony from his ex-girlfriend Cassie, and also his defense, arguing their encounters were consensual. It's all framed within those continuing legal proceedings.
It's a very closely watched case, obviously, with huge implications. The different accounts really highlight the complexity and just the importance of letting the legal process play out.
Indeed. Okay. Wow. That was quite a journey through those headlines.
It really was, from, major departures and Eurovision shocks to personal milestones, cultural events. It shows the sheer breadth of it all.
And the pace. It's so dynamic.
Absolutely. And like we said, even just scratching the surface reveals these complex stories, ongoing sagas, the constant mix of public and private lives under the spotlight.
So thinking about all these different stories we've touched on, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does this snapshot actually tell us about our current cultural moment? The zeitgeist, if you like.
Yeah, what themes keep coming up? What obsessions?
And maybe, what clues do these stories give us about where media, celebrity culture, where it's all heading next?
Definitely some food for thought there.
Well worth pondering.
Indeed. And we really encourage you, if any of these stories caught your interest, to dig a bit deeper. There's always more behind the headline.